Hello guys and welcome back. Today we're gonna talk about one of my most loved and hated topics, the BMI. I love to talk about this topic because there's still so much misconception about it, but I hate the BMI itself. I always call it the bullshit mass index because it's nothing else. Let's be completely honest. The BMI was invented in 1830. 1830. This is nearly 200 years ago. And it was invented by a Belgian scientist who was a mathematician and a sociologist. He was not a doctor in any terms. And again, this is 1830. If we would still rely on 1830 medicine, we would literally give out cocaine for people if they are in pain. So this man did some studies on Western European men, which is the first problem. First of all, it is a very racial concept because we all know there are huge cultural differences and they are there for a reason. Because over the years and years, our bodies, like evolutionary, evolved due to their natural circumstances. So it's just normal that different cultures have different bodies. We know that when we travel to like certain Southern European countries, people are a little bit smaller, all those kind of things. Second of all, it was just men. I honestly didn't find the exact number, but from what I know about studies from this time, it was probably not like a super big group of men. It was just men. He didn't take into consideration that women's body are completely differently built from men's bodies. The third thing is the body mass index doesn't concentrate on muscle, on curves, on boobs, on all these kind of things. We all know that muscle weighs more than fat. So a person who has a higher body mass index can still have a lot more muscle than a person who has a lower body mass index. And there's nothing wrong with having less muscle. Don't get me wrong, you guys know that I'm not a big fan of like this typical, stereotypical health standards. But speaking of health, the study, which was again found in 1830, didn't even concentrate on individual health. It was just like a simple mathematical study to find the average in a few Western European men. I think you can see the problem here. By the way, the funny thing is a lot of like super successful athletes are actually considered overweight due to the BMI. And if you guys have seen my doctor's video, you know how fast doctors are to tell you to lose weight if you don't fall into a certain BMI range. So these people who are super successful, who are like athletes, who are considered healthy in the like sociological terms, we all know that even if you're an athlete, even if you're working out a lot, it doesn't mean that you're healthy. But like, you know, in the general opinion, these people are considered healthy and they would probably be told that they have to lose weight, which is insane. But another thing is, as I just said, these studies did not take into consideration that women's bodies are built way different than men's bodies. First of all, it is super normal and superhuman for women's bodies to store a little bit more fat, especially around their abdomen. And this is just, you can guess it, in order to protect the uterus. And it makes sense. If women lose this natural fat at their abdomen, it can be very, very dangerous. But we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Another thing that we have to take into consideration is the female hormones estrogen needs a lot of fat storage for production. Fat is actually the baseline for estrogen production. So if we don't have enough fat in our bodies, our estrogen production suffers, which can lead to hormonal imbalances and also to like very bad bone density, to osteoporosis and way more dangerous outcomes. So why are we still using the BMI? Okay, the thing is, the only reason for it is that there is no better replacement. And unfortunately, in today's world, people need categories. People need to put things into categories to, like, this is how our brain works, I get it, but we're way too keen on putting things into categories. So instead of like measuring a person's weight at every doctor's appointment and like measuring the BMI and telling people they are obese or overweight or they have to lose weight, we should actually concentrate on individual health because, as I just said, your gender plays a huge role. Your ethnicity plays a huge role. Individual factors play a huge role. In fact, there are so many people whose bodies thrive way more on a BMI of like, let's say 29 than 25. There are so many people that participated in studies whose bodies, whose heart rates, whose hormones, whose cholesterol levels were way better with a higher BMI. And this is like common knowledge. But here's the thing. The pharma industry wants us to be in diet culture. The pharma industry wants us to believe in a BMI so they can sell us Ozempic and all these other things. So they can sell us Weight Watchers products. So they can sell us weight loss courses. It's all a capitalistic scheme. And I know that I sound super rigid and super opinionated on this. And of course, I do not have an objective opinion. I'm very aware of that. But the thing is, we all have to understand, and once for all, doctors have to understand that a person's BMI does not indicate health. Not at all. So if somebody told you to lose weight because of your BMI, fuck them. Let's be honest. If you feel great in your body, if you feel that you eat the way you want to eat, that you move the way you want to move, that should be the only scale. There is no way to measure health with the help of a BMI. So guys, I hope you liked my video. I hope, well, we'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for being on my channel. Thank you so much for watching my videos. And as you can tell, I am really passionate about this topic. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'm always happy to answer them. And I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.